Hey everyone, so today we're going to talk about senses and perception. Hopefully, as you guys start preparing for the Brain Bee, this slideshow will help you understand a little bit more about the extra information on each of those chapters. So first off, the five senses we're going to talk about today are smell, taste, hearing, touch, and vision. First up is smell. So our noses can detect 20,000 unique scents. This is a really good stat to have in your mind in case you are asked about. Number two, instead of relaying info through the thalamus, smell is the only sense that sends information directly to the olfactory bulbs. This is a very distinguishing character of smell, and I'd highly suggest that you have that fact memorized. Number three, scent and taste info combine in our cortex so that we can experience flavor. This is the reason why that when we get sick, we can't really taste anything. It's because our noses are blocked. Number four, a gradual loss of smell can warn us of Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. However, a sudden loss could indicate COVID-19. Next up is taste. In 1997, David Julius of UC San Francisco identified ion channels called TRPV1 by using capsaicin. Capsaicin is a chemical usually found in chili peppers. 13 years later, Ardem Patapoutian of Scripps Research Institute discovered piezos, which are not only responsible for pressure sensing in skin, but also in our blood vessels, lungs, and more. Number three is a very important fact because this is usually asked in the Brain Bee, and the taste chart is no longer valid. What this means is that you might remember a couple of years ago in your science class, your teacher might have said that certain regions of your tongue detect different tastes than others. That is no longer valid. Number four, mice can detect 4 out of the 5 types of taste. Previously, scientists thought that they could only detect 2 out of the 5 types of taste, so this was a new discovery. Next is vision. The fusiform gyrus processes places, objects, people, and memory. This is a very important brain part to keep in mind because it is usually questioned on the Brain Bee. Number two, risk of dementia can be reduced through cataract surgery. Restoring vision in older adults can help with better cognitive functioning. Number three, opsin 5 neurons can receive violet light, and they're located in our preoptic area. They regulate our body temperature and other aspects of our homeostasis. Next is hearing. Our hair cells in the ear do not grow back. So always remember when you're blasting that music in your AirPods that your hair cells, once you lose them, they are not going to grow back. They lead to deafness. However, you can still hear by using cochlear implant devices because they skip the analog drum bone fluid hair chain and they let the stimulus pass through. Next is that the association cortex in our brain is highly engaged when a person is struggling to find the right word. So when you use or during a presentation or speech, your association cortex is the brain part that is responsible for those filler words. Lastly is touch. The neurons in our peripheral nervous system reside within different layers of our skin, so our sensory neurons, that is. Our sensory neurons within the dorsal root ganglia might be the reason why we feel pleasure or reward to certain touches or hugs and stuff like that. Lastly, octopuses have suction cups on their arms, which they use to taste through touch. I thought that was a really cool fact, and you never know what you're going to be asked on the Brain Bee. So that's it for today. Hopefully you guys found this presentation a little helpful in understanding more about the senses and perception, kind of getting the feel for what the questions that are going to be outside of the Brain Facts book are going to kind of look like. I would highly suggest that you go through the brainfacts.org for more information on senses and perception in order to thoroughly study for the Brain Bee.